Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Stardom Review, a now weekly review where myself, Melball Collins, and Andre C over there review the amazing all women's wrestling Japanese wrestling thing known as Stardom. It is late today. Andre, how are we doing?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal, Mel. I watched some great wrestling over these last couple days, and I'm ready to talk about it. So,
Yes. We have two amazing shows tonight to talk about. January 28th and January 29th show, which I believe are the 8th and ninths of the Triangle Derby there. Yeah, I was like, I always get confused on what night it is because some days there's only one show or like one match on the shows earlier in the series there. However,
yep.
this is not the case going forward. So without further ado, Andre, let's get into this bad boy because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We got some notes, but you want
Before
to
we,
talk about Rogue Energy.
yeah, before we jump in, I want to talk about Lower Energy. Thank our sponsors. Scan the QR code down the bottom right-hand corner. Use the code OLEPODS for 10% off your order. And thank to OLE for being partnered with us in that sponsorship. Also want to say thank you to all the amazing fans that are tuning in, liking, subscribing, watching, commenting. We love it when we get your comments. We love talking back to you, but talking with you about all this wonderful, wonderful professional wrestling. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. We want to hear from you. We really would love to.
I mean, depending on the comment, we might talk back to you. We don't know yet.
Haven't had to yet, but
no, not yet.
But we are here to talk to Triangle Derby, January 28th and January 20th. Start of the 28th show. We are getting started with a three-way battle. It is Hina versus Tomoka Inaba versus Rina. The twins fighting each other on this one. There was actually I really enjoyed the great spot off the top, leading to was it Hina and Inaba double teaming Rina, and it because it was the way they were. It's like Hina's like, come on, let's beat up my sister. It was very much. I found it funny because she's just like, nah, screw my sister. I'm gonna team up with the other person. It was very funny to me. Yeah. Overall, really good match. Rina getting a abdominal stretch on Hina, and then what? Inaba comes in and she gets like a standing dragon sleeper onto Inaba. I really liked that she had both in that. It was really nice. There's a fun spot where Hina flips Rina and Inaba as they're rolling for pins with each other, flips them both over and pins them. Like tries to get the pin on both of them, and the ref literally goes, "What?" Like double counts for it. I was like, I like that little spot. I really thought it was good. There's a great little spot. Rina hit everything is Rina, and a bridging fisherman suplex for 2. In the end, Hina reversed a pin attempt by Rina into one of her own and gets the win.
They said it was a Gato clutch. I was like, yes, I know that move.
Yeah.
I know that one. It's one of the few things that I actually know with these move names. Yeah, I actually said pretty much similar notes. I felt that all three of these girls worked very, very well together. This was a very, very good opener for them. Again, now that you've mentioned it with Inaba before, now I really do notice the bouncing off of the rope coming in for that kick really does not make any sense. And we'll get into another show on why that doesn't work when you're going up against an experienced wrestler. A note I had written down here: the twins working great together until they weren't.
Because they fought off the top and then they team up.
I mean, frenemies until the end, right? They had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, in the end, Hina catching that Gato clutch, I thought that was actually really cool because it took Inaba out of the scenario and the situation. Being the champion of the three of these women, she didn't look any weaker or stronger in this one.
No, and I think that's where you want to go is like she either is going to win or she has to be not within the pin, because I don't think JTO is going to be very happy if their champion is getting pinned by, and then I'd say rookies in Stardom. It's not a shot at them, but it is her champion. Yes, if she's in the tag tournament or something like that and she gets pinned, that's one thing because it's a tag.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, as
But
evidence with Suri.
yeah, but in this situation, yeah, she either needs to get the win or she needs to be not involved in the pinball. You are right there. Yeah. So we move on to the next match. It is a 6-man tag match. This is not a triangle derby match.
Correct.
It is the team of Hanan, Mayu, Iwatani, and Momo Kohgo taking on. And it is Team H&M's taking on Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi's Tam Nakano, and Waka Tsukiyama.
I love little Waka.
I'm gonna let you take this one over.
I actually felt that they worked so well together, Cosmic Angels, with Waka in there. I do love, like, bless them, like Natsupoi and Tom still doing the Cosmic Angel intro, and Waka still coming in being like, bye.
Well, the fact that she ran right through them.
Oh, right through them. One of these days, she's going to accidentally trip on one of them, and it's going to be absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I felt that they worked really well together, having a really great triple team against Momo in the beginning there. Tam with an amazing series of kicks. I felt like Momo was kind of getting her butt kicked a little bit in this one, especially at the beginning there. And Natsupoi with that hair tossing. She be tiny but mighty, that little fairy thing. Don't want to be tossed around by that. Hanan, though, one of my personal favorites. I always love her. She's just always so happy. But she muscled Waka up for that backdrop drival and bridging pin to take the win on this one. Poor Waka. I definitely thought that there might be like a chance that they might be like softening up Momo enough for her that this could be that chance. Unfortunately, it was not the case. Andre, what do you think?
Yeah, I was feeling that, but I was thinking to myself, like, Waka's not going to get her first win in a 6-man tag. At least I feel.
Okay. That's fair.
And if Lollipop does win a match in this tournament, I don't think she's the one to pick up the pinfall on her team. Just because the story wouldn't work. So I think Lollipop's going to go 0-7 in this tournament. It's just, I look at it as Waka needs to have a singles win to really be her first win, because it needs to be a statement win, like winning somewhere here or even as just a random match in the Triangle Derby. I don't think is what she needs to really propel herself up. She needs to win over somebody semi-established and make it really happen for her.
Well, hopefully she can get on that before her few months is up now. I think we're going into like the final month here soon.
Yeah, I gotta listen. I love Natsupoi's cartwheel bomb. I will praise that forever. Like it's so different because I've never seen before her. I've never seen somebody do that move. I've seen Tam do it a couple times now. She does the cartwheel.
Almost attempted it once.
Yeah, she got it, but not. She got a version of it almost, I'd say, but Nat's the first person I've ever seen really do it and has popularized it. And I think you're going to see more and more people do it, but I really love that cartwheel bomb shit she does. I really do. It's but we move on to the first of the Triangle Derby matches. It is the Bari Bombers taking on Classmates. Yeah, so it's Giulia, Sakurai, and Thekla taking on Hazuki, Koguma, and Iida. The push-up contest at the start, absolutely phenomenal. I love it. And I believe Iida won that. Like, Thekla did drop, and Saya was still up when Thekla dropped, after the final push-up. So I give that to Iida.
I mean, it seemed to be voted. I don't know. I do have to say, I think I saw Thekla maybe not quite do a couple at the beginning nearly as fast as Iida. Though,
That's true.
Not going to lie though, Thekla's goals, those arms are goals, and I want those arms.
Iida's arms too. Iida's arms too.
Iida has some big arms too.
And those shoulders.
I mean, I'm already working towards the braid, right?
There you go.
Keep going with it.
Yeah, I love the little pose off between Koguma and Thekla, where like they're trading off, and then Thekla ends up in the spider walk, and then flips it over and does the bear pose, and that's where Koguma's like no, and like kicks her. I already found that quite funny.
I mean, that is a kind of the stuff of nightmares, right? It's almost like a pretty Bray Wyatt kind of creeping up to you in your dreams, which would be preferable, but still, knowing that she's got that wicked spear behind it too, you might not
Mhm.
necessarily want her creeping up to you too quickly.
I I really gotta shout out Hazuki in this for that forearm exchange with Giulia, where those two just going back and forth, and you're throwing forearms with the world champion, and you're standing there with her, just taking them and giving them right back.
Mhm.
I really, really, really love that.
Mhm, that was a good spot. She was actually wrestling very, very smart, I felt, this entire match. She didn't really do anything that she didn't need to. She didn't
Mhm.
get any unnecessary damage, and she didn't give anything she didn't have to unnecessarily. But when she got into that ring, my goodness, she hit hard and she hit with a vengeance. Don't let her tiny size fool you.
No,
That girl kicks hard. Um, but yeah, you want to take over the win on this one?
the in the end, Saka did hit the Dokugumo death drop. It's essentially almost like a spin out, like butterfly DDT version of like a Sister Abigail almost.
Mhm.
Onside Iida and got the pinfall win. I don't think I've ever seen her hit this before. And when
I don't
she
think
hit
I have
this,
either.
I was like, "Oh, I love this." Like I don't know if this is new for her, if she's busting out an old move, but I loved it.
I told you you would love Thekla. I
Oh my,
told you.
you were 100% correct. I'm all about the Saka baby.
Yeah, overall this was an amazing match, but yeah, Bari Bari Bombers picking up those that 2 points, and I am here for it. This team is amazing, these three.
Yeah, the Bari Bari Bombers really need it because they have not had an impressive
Mm,
tournament so far. So they actually really needed this win.
that's true. That's true. I mean, it's when you fight a team like Prominence and then Power Passion Pineapple so early in the tournament, and you got to spend the last part of it picking up those points.
Yeah, you really do.
Hmm.
But we move on to the next match of the show, and it is Oedo Tai, Momo Watanabe, Natsuka Tora, and Saki Kashima taking on Club Venus's Mariah, Mina Shirakawa, and Zaya Brookside. I wrote this note at the start of my notes. I truly believe Mina will be the next big star for this company.
Hmm.
Like they are building her right. That gave her she's still associated to Cosmic Angels, but they gave her her own people, give her her own identity. They're putting her in these prominent positions so that I again I made the prediction for the February 4 show. It happened today while we're recording this before recording this. I haven't seen it yet, and nor is Mel. I'm predicting her to win that Rumble to get a shot at any title, and I think she takes a shot at the Wonder title if she wins it.
Let's hope that is the case again. I haven't had that spoiled yet, so we'll have to be
I haven't anything
doing
spoiled
another
yet,
video
so
on
yeah.
that soon.
That'll be coming out later this week, most likely. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, great monkey flip out of the corner by Zaya, and then just to set up Zaya monkey flipped. I think it was I can't remember who. I was thinking, yeah, it was I think it was Saki Kashima out of the corner, and just to end up setting up the double drop kick by Mina and May to do the Club Venus pose, and then it also set up the Club Venus pose, which is essentially like the Oedo Tai pose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Yep.
shot
Yep.
at that. Yeah, I loved
Big
it.
F you guys.
Pretty much, it's like, yeah, screw you. We can do a pose too. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I say this every time we watch Club Venus. I am always impressed by Zaya Brookside.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's her smoothness, her crispness that she looks so good. You put her in there with anybody. When she's in there with Tora, she can work her so well. When she's in there with
Mm-hmm.
Momo and Saki, everything that's going there is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mina Shirakawa, her spinning back fist is absolutely. I love it. Just she cracked out a Momo. I love Momo. Just kind of like she just collapsed, like she got knocked
Mm-hmm.
out, and
Mm-hmm.
just the sell on that was absolutely phenomenal. There's a
Mm-hmm.
crazy spot where Mariah May power bombed Saki off the apron onto her partners. Like she sunset flipped off the apron and grabbed Saki sending her into her partners on the floor. I was like,
Mm.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but absolutely phenomenal match. Oedo Tai just it's like there's a lot of walk and brawl for them. It wasn't a lot of high impact spots. There's a lot of kick,
Mhm.
stomp, punch, like a lot of there's like the cannonball from Tora, but like there wasn't a
Mhm.
lot of like technical aspect from them, I would say in this. At least
No.
nothing's like high end. It was like a headlock here, an arm wringer there, things like that. But it's very much a walk and brawl for them.
They just wanted to beat up the Barbies. That's what they wanted.
But the Barbies
um,
fought back. That's the biggest thing.
yeah.
And
Little
one
they
with
know,
that,
these ones are karate Barbie. They know how to
yeah,
fight back.
and one with that triple team backdrop neckbreaker thing, and then
Mhm.
Mariah May hitting the tombstone to get the win on Saki. That was
Do
big.
you remember what that's called?
No,
The happily ever after.
I didn't notice it. So
I always wait for the banners to pop
I
up after when
usually
a big
do, but
winner.
I didn't on that one.
I
Didn't
got
want
to shout out Nasuka Tora at the beginning here, taking a page out of Lance Archer's book and trying to scare the little children. Had that one little child in tears
Oh,
when who I believe um, later in the show actually received a flower from Utami to make her feel better. That being said, for this one though, this poor child was victimized, much like Archer victimized the children, not once but twice in this little drive-by brawling that they were doing, where Nasukatora ran over and grabbed the child's French fries and started beating Mariah May with French fries. And all I can say is, girl, you want to beat me up with food. I mean, aim for my mouth. At least feed me. Don't waste it.
like choke me with fries. Choke me with the fries. Come on, at least they're in my mouth.
Okay, that might be a kink we don't want to know about there, Andre.
No, I mean, I think at least I can eat it after that. No, it's like,
Right? Yeah, like don't waste the food. It was a cup of fries. There could have been good gravy with that or something. Yeah.
yeah,
This match was fun though. I agree. I had a lot of fun with this one, but this was definitely more of a brawl for Gold Ship than anything else. I was very
gold
happy
ship.
with the
Yeah,
Club Venus win.
I always forget that's their name on some of the things is gold ship. Yeah.
I have to write it in bold because I want to forget.
We move on to the next match of the evening. It is Unique Glare, Haruka Umasaki, Uraka, and Starlight Kid. And yes, I do not. I much rather the other version of her other character.
Karma, yeah.
Give me Karma, man. Taking on Aribona GE, Amisore, Mirai, and Siri. I'm gonna let Mel take over on this one.
Just want to bring up one thing that I had forgotten to bring up the last time when we had watched the New Blood show. Did you hear the promo that Starlight Kid? Because I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what they said. But the promo that Starlight Kid and Karma had cut afterwards, Karma sounded like Ghostface. She had one of those microphones that changed her voice on there. She started like a Japanese ghost face. It was so creepy. So like, yeah, why don't we have that character? Why am I sitting here with this? What
Yeah,
is
she
this?
seems too happy-go-lucky to be part
And
of
yin and
this
yang.
crew.
Yeah, very, very interesting. This was a I kind of giggle at this one because like Umasaki, I mean, the picture does not do justice on how small she is in comparison to her teammates. This was obviously photoshopped later. She's quite small even in comparison to Starlight Kid. So her getting in there with Ami Sore at the beginning of this one was just like, oh, that was a poor choice on your part, my child. And she struggled. Ami really did put her size to that test, and she threw around and beat down Umasaki for quite some time. Starlight Kid coming in to help her out though, and doing the crossbodies that she needs to do. Because at that point, what are you going to do? It's Ami Sore. Umasaki was able to get some payback with that massive dive on the outside, taking all of how we say their name again?
Aribono.
Aribona. I didn't write down their I wrote down God's Eye, that's why.
Well, it's Aribono GE, which
Yeah,
Aribono God's
God's
Eye.
Eye.
Yeah.
Right. Eh, that's confusing. So many confusion. It's almost as confusing as like the wrestler changing their name when they go back and forth between companies, hey?
Yeah.
Ah, Anyway, end of this match coming with Mirai submitting Ruaka with a Miramare. Andre, what do you think of this one?
Well, especially that finish, because like it was Mariah like turning, and it was turning the tree slam of Ruaka into the armbar. Like Ruaka's ended many matches with that tree slam and then that splash. When she lifted her up for it, yeah, freezer bomb, and she lifted her up and like pulled her into the armbar, or into the, it was like pulled her down to an armbar that she turned into the Miramai, or Miramari, whatever it's called. I can't. I'm not good at saying their terms as well. But I was very impressed by that finish there.
This was a fun match, and Suri kind of almost. I don't want to say she didn't really do a whole lot. She was involved in the match, but on the bigger stand of who kind of got the bigger stage, it was definitely more Ame and Mirai in this one than Suri.
Very much. Like Suri had a couple of little spots. I know she hit in everything as Suri to Starlight Kid at one point. Like I noted that, but I think it's my only note of Suri on offense in this match. I think that's my only like. There was a great spot where there was like a double frog splash from was it Starlight Kid and Haruka with along with Ruaka hitting a fisherman buster at the same time.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like I like that they all kind of hit everything at the same time. But yeah, I was a very overall really good match. And again, I think certain blocks are lining up for a certain way, and other blocks are lining up with who can get the win in the block after taking all the scraps, because they keep getting beaten. Who wins out of the block where it keeps winning, because you're fighting people from the other block. So it really and one block seems to be dominating more than others. Yeah, so
it's sus. We'll say it's sus.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this fight the other block type of thing. I'd much rather prefer it's red block versus red block, blue block versus blue block. I think that's where I prefer it. Because again, it's easier to look at how points are going to come down, how things are sitting. You never know if you're fighting the others, because you get 7 matches, but it doesn't really matter because there's
more risk of ties.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, we'll talk about it off the 25th show. There's some teams that have to have a tie to happen to see, and then what's the tiebreaker? That's the real question. Are they going to have another match? Those are the questions we don't know. So we move on, though. We move on to the second to last match of the 28th show. Sorry, almost the 24th. I don't know why. I guess I'm crazy. It is My Hemi with C, Himeka, Maika, and Lady C taking on Power Passion Pineapple, Nane Takahashi, Yuna Mizumori, and you. Himeka being outpowered at the start was like, you don't see that. And I that. Like, I liked seeing it was different. Like, usually Himeka's the one in there just smashing people down, where she's going up against Yuna and you and Nane, because she doesn't have that power advantage. I really did like that, man. And then C with those insane amount of chops to Yuna. Holy wow. Like, dude.
Tenderizing titties all night long.
Yeah. There was a great little spot where Nane hits a backdrop driver on Micah, then Micah comes right back with a brain buster to Nane. I love it. Just like that. It's a spot I know a lot of fans, like old school fans, don't care for anymore. That's after somebody hits a big move, they come right back in another big move and then both collapse. But I enjoy those spots. I really do, because both people go down and it allows you kind of that breathing spot after without one person being the dominant in there. I very much enjoy those spots. My Hemi getting that Tower of Doom superplex that they do onto you. That was impressive. The fact that they took you off the top like that, I was like, wow. But yeah, and then the sandwich clotheslines and a huge lariat from Lady C, but she only could pick up a 2 on you at that point. But man, I was really impressed with them doing that powerbomb suplex. I really like that. In the end, you get the second roll splash on Lady C, then applies the Kata Hajime, which is a modified Cobra Clutch, and Lady C passes out, and Power Passion Pineapple gets the victory.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a hard fought battle for this crew, especially because with Micah and Himika going into their Goddess of Stardom challenge against them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. This
I'm
one was.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm picking my Hemi to win that match.
I mean, I certainly would like this as well because like Micah is one of my personal favorites. Himika is just amazing as well. The power that these women have, but then like the representation that they could give to these championships is also incredible. But yeah, going into this one, we kind of did know that the only two people who really didn't have a whole lot to lose in this were Yuna, Mizumori, and Lady C. Um,
Mm.
and when it came down to those two, unfortunately, I was like, when you got the team of Power Passion Pineapple, when they find that one person, they pick them apart, and they picked Lady C apart there. That was a very sudden end for me.
Yeah, but almost appropriate in a way. It gives
Oh yes, agreed.
you more momentum going to the February 4th show,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you and Nane because they get the win over my Hemi's teammate. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of it builds their story in that sense.
100%. 100%.
But we move on to the main event of the evening of the January 28th show, and it's Queen's Quest Azumi, Saya Kamatani, and Tommy Hayashishida, Mel's other favorite, taking on Prominence's Hiragi Kurumi, Risa Sera, and Suzy Suzuki. Very quick
Another one
start.
of my favorites.
Yeah. I think Suzy Suzuki's one of everyone's favorites right now.
If she isn't, she needs to be.
I'm listening to Post Wrestling and I hear WH Park and John Pollock talk about her. They both fawn over her, like not like like a weird way, but like they both are like such big fans of how good this lady is at such a young age.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, 20, 21 years old. Death
yeah,
match specialist. Specialist. Ugh,
she's
goodness.
absolutely phenomenal, and the fact that
Oh.
she's gonna face Giulia, I
Mm,
look forward to that match, man. I really do.
yes.
Happened earlier today for us in real life, but we're not watching it till later. But
No.
we'll hopefully be talking about that by the end of the week, as long as everything works out properly.
Mm-hmm. In the
um,
meantime, let's talk about Risa Sarah's Dingle Dangle.
oh God, I love the Dingle Day. I'm gonna let you talk
Dingle
about this
Dangle.
one.
Risa Sarah got that Dingle Dangle on Azumi, and let's be honest, the best person to get the Dingle Dangle on, because when she goes to drop her, she does kind of do a little hoist. Because of how little and how light Azumi is, she pretty much hoisted her up to her crotch and then slammed her down onto her face. And man, did she bounce! It looked amazing. I love
Yeah,
it. Gotta love a
uh,
good old Dingle Dangle.
gotta love a Dingle Dangle.
Oh, pray that someone does that on Thursday night so I can exclaim to the crowd, Dingle Dangle. I would love this. Someone needs to do this.
Hope
Wait,
so.
doesn't Nasty do
Yeah.
the dingle? Oh, he tenderizes titties and dingle dangles. My goodness, I just found my new favorite local wrestler. Matami and Saya doing that double, I called it the pop over double stomp.
Hmm.
Where Utami pops up Saya and she comes down to do that double stomp. I didn't. Oh, and Sarah, I did write it down. I just Sarah. So Utami getting a little manhandled in this one by Prominence's
Hmm.
leader Risa Sarah. This was a crazy fun match. I had so much fun with this, Andre.
Me too.
What did you think of this one?
Oh, really good match. Hiragi going for that tombstone, but Saya Kamatani rolling her through into a Euro clutch or
Mhm.
Gato clutch, however you want to call it, and getting the win there. That was very surprising almost. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
I really didn't. Honestly expected Prominence to take the win here.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too. As much as a fangirl of Queen's Quest that I am, especially this combination of Queen's Quest, I definitely wasn't expecting it. But I was pleasantly surprised. Though
Oh,
the
me
match
too.
went a little longer for me. I could have
Yeah,
definitely
it
liked
was a very good match. Like, I'll
it.
say this, like, I love Hiragi in this. Like, she has been, like, I
Mm-hmm.
think a standout to me because, like, she's a big girl, but like she's still coming off the second, off the top. Her speed is like
So quick.
insane.
Yeah.
Like to me, she's almost like her. My best comparison, she's a female Samoa Joe.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
big person, but can move the power, the precision. Like it's she's absolutely phenomenal. Like
100% good comparison.
yeah, and like Suzuki with that Rikishi driver. Oh, that looked brutal when she dropped her on. Oh, ooh, when she dropped Sai on
Yeah.
her head like there, I was like, oh, that one looked a little rough, but yeah,
You
absolutely
know that
phenomenal
Suzuki
match.
name, man. That Suzuki name doing everything with that evil smile.
Yeah, and those running knees to the back of the head. Whew, they
Ouchies.
they look like they kill. Like they absolutely look
Yeah.
like they kill.
She's very rough. I love
Yeah.
it, but she looks rough.
But we are moving on to our the second night. It is the January 29th show, and it starts with another triple threat match. It is
Mhm.
this time Waka Tsukiyama, Azumi, and Tomoka Inaba. Again, I don't have a crazy amount of notes on this one. Azumi getting double teamed at the start, but then just coming right back and getting the beautiful double drop kick. I loved it.
Mhm.
Inaba, like both of them are running in at her from the outside, and Inaba like dropped to her knees and went like huh, out and like punched them both in the gut. I'm like, that is the most ineffective punches I've ever seen in my life. But it was the funnest looking spot
Cute.
because
Yeah.
they ran into the punches. I'm like, those punches aren't that strong, like in reality. But I'm like, that there was just such a fun way to see her drop and take them
Yeah.
both.
Because realistically speaking, if they had run into her full on like that, she probably would have like dislocated her shoulders into her ears or something, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
was a fun little thing to throw in there to make the audience go, ooh.
Yeah, they were really again trying to sell Waka, trying to get
Hmm.
her win here. There's a spot like she
Hmm.
had a bridging German on Azumi, and Inaba breaks it up. So she then used the straight jacket slam on Inaba, and Azumi breaks that up. Like towards the end, it
Hmm.
was just like they. But again, I think I have a feeling I know where the story is going. Not the person, but I think it all ends on a singles match is what's going to happen. But in the end,
Yeah.
but in the end, Azumi does hit the stomp off the top to get the win on Wakasukiyama. And
Mhm.
but again, really fun opener.
Mhm, mhm. I felt this was a great high speed match. I felt that this kind of, Azumi is one of those people who I feel brings out the best in whoever she's kind of in the ring with. And I really felt in this one, we really got the best of Inaba up until this point, and we
Mhm,
really got a really great in look at the best of Waka. She was keeping up with both of these girls very, very well. I feel like this was actually maybe in comparison to like the Nane match in regards to smoothness and effectability of her
mhm,
like moves in particular. This was actually probably the best I've seen her, and that's what you want to hear about someone in Waka's position is that every match she's getting better and better. She's progressing. She's working towards
mhm.
that end goal.
Because
Yeah, very fun match.
I think what it is becoming more believable in
Hmm.
there. You believe because with how hard she's working and how like you see, and I think it's since they really started this story is where you've really gotten to be able to really believe in this girl is that
Hmm.
she's you
100%.
know now understand that she's working so hard to get this win. You're
Hmm.
just you have no choice but to really get behind this girl.
Hmm.
And we move on to the next match of the evening. It is Queen's Quest Hina, Sayaka Mitani, and Utami Hayashishida taking on Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe, Rina, and Starlight Kid. This is not a triangle derby match.
Correct.
I'm gonna let Mel take this one.
So this one was a fun match. I felt like this match was in particular with everyone involved meant to put a focus on Sayaka Mitani and Momo Watanabe's subsequent showdown for the championship there.
Mhm.
Um, Saya in particular very much so trying to get into Momo's face at the beginning. Momo almost not even like acknowledging her being in front of her. I definitely love that because it's a definite change from the Momo Watanabe character that I was introduced to originally, who was a part of Queen's Quest and was more like not even just in aesthetics, looked like Hina. Like her gear was very comparable to Hina. So
Mhm.
to see her in this like asshole kind of phase here was actually a lot of fun to see with Kamitani. Rina and Hina, fun with the twins, both starting and finishing. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Very, very fun match. Utami and Kamitani feeding Rina their tag team finish to help Hina get the finish, though. I think that that is very important to note, is that Hina didn't get the win, I don't feel, on her own. She was able to kind of
No.
pick it up as a result of Capitan and Kamitani coming in there and essentially going, here you go, honey.
Yeah.
You
Well,
got
yeah,
that.
they them hitting the magic killer to Rina.
Mhm,
It set Hina up to hit the Rabuka, which is
mhm,
essentially a if anybody knows Big E, it's the big ending.
mhm,
Um to Rina. She gets but I really did like that they gave Hina the win here and
mhm.
gave her the win over her sister. I really did like that.
It almost looks like it seems like they're having a series back and forth of seeing who can pick up the most wins, and I'm kind of living for it. I like seeing that nice family feud.
It's the twin series.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, let's move on. The comment
Tommy and Starlight Kid weren't really too featured for me in
they
that
were
one.
in
This
there
one
a
was
bit,
fun.
but nothing much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
Move on.
we move on to another Oedo time match. Oedo ties Natsuki
Mm,
Tora, Ruaka, and Saki Kashima taking on the Buddy Bombers of I said that really weird.
you
Okay.
did.
Why did I say it like that?
I don't know, but it was cute.
It's not what I'm going for, but okay. Um
As we both.
Giulia, Giulia, my Sakurai, and Thekla. Again, I don't have a crazy amount of notes on this one. Again, really good match. Oedo Tai doing getting their pose in this match. Well,
Mhm,
they're choking Mai on the second rope. Big old brawl on the outside to start this thing though.
mhm.
With like is it Tora hit Giulia with like an Oedo Tai side. I don't remember who hit Mai with the case. I think it might have been Ruaka or not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ruaka's usually the one with the case.
yeah. And then Giulia being choked, like, or was it Taurus took a fan's Oedo tie banner, or I don't know if it was an Oedo tie banner or a DDM
It
banner.
was an Oedo Tai
Yeah,
towel.
and the towel. Yeah,
Yeah,
thought it was like a banner,
it's
like
a
the
banner
banner.
towel.
Same
That's
thing.
essentially what it is.
And she's choking Giulia with it on the outside. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I actually very much like that.
And then Julia got it reversed and choked on Tora and then was nice enough to give the banner back
Yeah,
to that fan.
yeah.
Also, just want to note Thekla showing some of the damage from the night before with her little chop off with Saya Eater. She had blisters all over her chest. They looked like they
Hmm.
hurt. Not fun.
Very much so.
Hmm.
But yeah, just a really fun overall match. Giulia and Mai hitting that double backdrop, and then I love that when they hit the double backdrop, then they'll get up and like do that double, like clasp hands, do that double elbow. I'm like,
Oh, double elbow drop.
that's teammates right there. I love that.
I like that. I like that a lot. I kind of felt a little bad for Ruaka though, because like, why did Tora and Saki come out in their gold ship gear
Maybe
and
that's
not
the only
the
gear
gear that
maybe
matches Ruaka?
they may because like I know they're on tour for the weekend. Maybe they didn't have other gear with them. It
Ah,
might be
that's true. That's true. I didn't take that into
they
consideration.
might not have brought their regular Oedo tie gear with them, so they might just that screw it. We're wearing gold ship tonight.
Hey, and like, how easy would it be for them to just go to a store probably and find some white capris and a white shirt if they don't have their stuff? That's true. That's very true. Didn't think about that.
Well, it's just you're on tour. You've been working the Triangle Derby, so like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But then again, Momo had her working gear on, so
Hey, they might not be in the same. Yeah, Momo might be more organized. Never know. Never
obviously,
know.
there's a great spot. Saki hitting the Angel's wings on
Mm,
Giulia for two. I was like, oh, what? I kind of bid on that spot. Like I'm like, oh, are they giving Saki a pin on the champion here? Like I almost bid on that, but Giulia reversing a hold by Saki and rolls her up with the Ganosuke clutch for the win. I got really fun 6-person tag here.
I agree. This was a very fun match. And what I really like is that they got the world champion kind of working right in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
And happy about it. This was a great match. I had fun with it.
Yeah, me too. I very much enjoyed this one.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me for a second there. I had to sneeze. But we are going to move on to the next match of the evening, and we're finally into the Triangle Derby. 4 matches in, we finally hit a Triangle Derby match.
Woo!
Gets a team of classmates Hazuki, Koguma, and Iida taking on Cosmic Angels, Natuspoi, Nakano, and Saki. I'm going to let you take this one, Mel. I got to... Excuse me.
You need a sip of your Mina Shirakawa there. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun. So Saya, Iida, and Tam starting off this one with a pose off. Saya trying to get Tam to do the power pose. Tam strongly objecting and trying to get her to do her cutesy pose with her. Iida objecting, and chaos ensues. It was a lot of fun.
Chaos was here? Where? I didn't see Okada.
Hey, you never know. They're on the same tour, owned by the same company. They could have been backstage. Never know. You never know. Koguma I felt Koguma was a little mean to little Tam Tam in this one, putting her in a camel clutch, stretching her eyelids, stretching her nose, squishing her face. That can't feel too good. So kind of like, not fun, Koguma. Don't be mean to little Tam Tam. Hazuki and Saki, holy Hannah Montana. These two came out of nowhere swinging for the hills, and every hit they landed was brutal. These girls were swinging a hit and hitting a swing. They wanted to hurt each other, I felt. Really felt that their part in the ring was the most serious part of the match before Natuspoi got in and finished everything off with some glitter, glitz, and sparkle. I forget what is her little spin there called, the ferial splash.
Well, it's the S. Well, she does the ferial splash, but didn't she miss it there? She ended up.
Iida rolled out of the way.
Yeah, it's the ferial girl splash.
Yeah, very, very cute. It's essentially Alexa Bliss's sparkle splash. But, seeing little sparkly tassels fly off again kind of remind us of the good old days of Alexa Bliss. So I enjoyed it. Natsupoi and Asaya really traded off back and forth, not just on their moves, but on their strikes. Very impressed that Poi was able to pick up the pin, though, on Iida after all of that. And Iida looked like she just got rocked. It was great.
Yeah, I really liked that because it was like Saya literally unloaded 2 really heavy lariats right before that and got 2 on Nat, but Nat just comes back with a huge backdrop driver, follows it with that super kick, and then the move was actually the fairing ring. It literally is what it was, the fairing ring, which is essentially the SOS, and you get the win. But it's such a weird name, the fairing ring.
I mean, Dream Watch Saint. Like that's all I got to say about that. Shout out Makabe Togi. It doesn't need to make sense.
None of it does. But actually, I thought really good, fast-paced, high impact match from all these. I thought Saya Iida, I think out of all these people came out looking, even with the loss, looking super strong, going toe to toe with especially with Natsupoi, with Saki, with Tam. Like, she looked really good, got good dominance on all 3. And I think that really, even in getting pinned, I think that ups her stock just that much more.
I will say this one thing about Tam's outfit. She was getting really frustrated with her little shoulder pad throughout the one thing. Her one wing kept coming over trying to do some one wing angel thing. She just kept... Tie your wings back, girl. Like the hair, put the wings back.
Yeah. I love that you make a Kenny Omega reference.
Hey, I mean, we got to do the crossover, right?
Yeah. We move on to the next match of the evening. It is the H&M's Hanan, Mayu, Iwatani, and Momo Kohgo taking on Aribono GE, or Aribono God's Eye, if you want to say it, Amy Sode, Mirai, and Siri. This one had a quick start from Hanan and Mariah.
Mhm.
They look really good. But then H&M's each get in, they each double stomp Mariah, and then they hit the triple drop kick, and Momo gets the two. Honestly, really, really, really good fast pace. Hanan with the judo tosses, hits one with Siri, hits one of Mariah, goes to do it onto Ami, but Ami's like, no, I'm too big. And that's where, and again, I love this spot where Mayu has to come in, hit that super kick so Hanan can do that judo toss. I absolutely love it. And then all of H&M's hit the drop kicks into the ropes onto a member of Aribono. Like Siri again, her shotgun drop kick into the corner. Oh, it looks killer, man. The only person I think that does it better than her is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Finn Balor. But and then hits the top rope Faymaster afterwards. Like I'll say this, that Faymaster, it doesn't look smooth to me, man. It looks awkward as hell.
It needs some work.
Yeah. Great duel 619 by Mayu and Momo. And then they hit that, all of H&M's hit that wheelbarrow facebuster combo. Momo gets a 2 there onto Ami. In the end, though, Momo tries to get a fisherman suplex on Ami, but Ami turns it into a spinning brainbuster, then hits the Blue Thunder bomb, gets a big old win. And then Siri chases Mayu away from the ring afterwards. It's like Mayu's getting in her face, challenging her, and then when Siri comes to the outside, she just runs off. She runs, like, hides in the people.
She literally played hide and go seek with the crowd. It was great.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
If you're not willing to test that fire, Mayu, don't play with it. If you don't watch those hands, you don't want to catch those hands, don't seek them out, girl.
Old pillar versus new pillar, man. It's what it is. Like,
yeah, but if you're not ready for that smoke, don't run away from it after you challenge it. That doesn't look good.
stand there and fight, man. Like, geez.
Yeah, especially because she's known for that reckless disregard. Something I really enjoyed that Ami and Mirai have been doing as a double team in this series is that machine gun chop where they take turns doing that. They really laid into Momo with that one. I really had a lot of fun with that. Suri also not as active in this match, much like the other one, but when she was, really, really laid into Momo, especially with those kicks. They were just absolutely brutal. There was one little point where I'm not entirely sure what was going on, or if there just wasn't enough momentum between Ami and Momo, where Momo had to actually like kind of almost force Ami down onto the ground, but she was able to recover it with like a pin attempt really, really quickly. And yeah, other than that, the weird hiding. What was hilarious was that Suri went along with the hide and go seek afterwards, and as soon as Mayu sat down in a chair, it was like she disappeared, and she's like, did she just smoke bomb her or like Harry Potter Invisicloak herself? What happened? She's turning around asking people in the crowd, where is she? Where did she go?
Yeah.
My guy. It was amusing though. I mean, Suri's a national treasure. I love her without the title. She's less serious and more fun.
Very much so. Very much so. She doesn't have to care. She's not carrying a company anymore. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And looking fantastic.
Very much so. So we move on to the semi-main event of the evening. It is Power Passion Pineapple, Yuna Mizumori, Nana Takahashi, and you taking on rebel enemies, Ram Kai Chao, Maya Yu, and Mika Ozaki. I don't know how to say it, so I just go.
Maya Wukia.
Yeah. It's gonna be Maya.
Maya. We'll just go with Maya. Maya, my Gaia.
Mel, take
I
this
am
one
a
away.
guy.
I'm gonna let you take this one away.
This was fun. Okay, so Ram Kai Chow. I mean, obviously, I mean, she is the smallest of the smallest of the. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen them in the ring together yet. I don't think, but I think if we got Fuki Death and like Ram Kai Chow in the ring together, I still feel Ram Kai Chow would be smaller.
They've been in the ring together on it was a 4-way match a while back.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't
Ram's early
remember
point.
seeing an appropriate size comparison.
It was a few months ago.
Anyway, she's so tiny, and bless her heart, she decided, I'm gonna start this thing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be number one. Ram Kai Chow, she had a mouth guard and everything. She got in there. She's hitting her face. She's psyching herself up. Her teammates are psyching herself up. And she turns around to face Nani Takahashi and loses her ish. And rightfully, you're looking at the first Stardom champion standing behind you, current goddess of Stardom champion. Yikes. Kai Chow, a great wrestler, but in this match in particular, she was the comedic relief. There wasn't a lot she could do even against the smallest member of Power Passion Pineapple, which was Yuna Mizumori. And that's again, bless her heart. I love watching her wrestle. I love her style, but this was not a match that she would excel in the future. Ozaki doing a lot of saves for her throughout this match, even getting put down herself a number of times before Maya coming in here to really kind of polish things off, smooth things out, and say, "Here, guys, this is how we're gonna do this." But like, let's be honest, this was a beatdown. This was Rebel Enemy getting Rebel Enemied. They got, despite the outcome, I did not expect the outcome with that roll up by Maya. Of all people, it was you. Was it you or was it Yuna?
It was Yuna.
Okay, I was gonna say I felt like it was you, but I don't feel that would be right.
No, it's Yuna. Because there's a weird stack roll up.
Yeah, for me it was a little sudden. I mean, it needed to be sudden, but it was a little sudden. It caught me off guard. But yeah, Andre, what do you think of this match?
I really enjoyed the back and forth. I love seeing almost pure dominance for Power Passion Pineapple, except against Ozaki. She was the only one that had any ability to stand up against Power Passion Pineapple. Like, was it
they hit the roll early too.
That roll it's in like my first bit of notes.
Yeah, I love that right at the beginning.
I love that rollout.
I mean, and I have to put this joke in there, Andre. Ram Kai Chow right in the middle. It was like a little sandwich. You rolls right on them, and there was Ram Kai Chow stuck in the middle with you.
God damn it.
Perfect, right? I never thought I would actually get the opportunity to use that joke in anything, and here we are.
So you're the funny one this show. I was the funny one last show. Okay, all right.
We have to trade off every once in a while. I got to be funny too.
I can't be funny all the time.
Keep going, Andre.
I don't got much more. You went over pretty much most of what I wanted to talk about. So yeah.
This one was just dominance, man. Power Passion Pineapple, power Pineapple.
But yeah, in the end, Maya getting that roll up out of nowhere, and it was just like, okay, I think there's something here that they're looking to do with Rebel Enemy here. There's a high chance that Rebel Enemy is who's going to face Prominence after this is over.
That would be fun. I would enjoy that. I'm not going to lie. I would enjoy that.
Me too. But we move on to the main event of the evening. It is My Hemi with C, Himika, Micah, and Lady C taking on the team of Club Venus, Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa, and Zaya Brookside. Okay, this is, don't take me as weird for this, but like Mariah and Mina, when they're doing some of their facials and stuff, can view like the very sultry, sexy look on their face, right?
Of course, yeah.
Zaya Brookside cannot. It's either just like face, like or just super cute and happy. It's one or the other. Yeah. She doesn't have. She probably does, but when it's her, Mina, and Mariah all posing together, and like Mina and Mariah are doing like the sultry kind of sexy face, and so I just like it's don't get me wrong, I like it. It's just it's just so
It's adorable.
It's adorable, but odd at the same time because I don't think she has that ability to be the sultry sexy. She's a cute little ball of awesome, right? Like
She is. I mean, the little moon buns and everything. She's like Sailor Moon.
yeah.
Usagi is that sweet and adorable and always smiley too. We don't expect her to be Queen Serenity.
Yeah. So Mariah May was like, no, I'm starting with Lady C. And she went toe to toe with Lady C. And this is where they really started to work Lady C's knee. I think the real story of the entire match is Club Venus working over Lady C's knee. Like every time she's in there, they were going after that knee.
Wasn't it taped too? It was heavily
I think,
taped.
yeah, it had some tape on it, and yeah,
Mhm.
it was a lot of like drop kicks to the knee. There was a figure four early by Mina Shirakawa. There was Zai got in there and got an Indian deathlock on, and like was like really pushing on the knee, like yeah, and even after the deathlock got broken, she like kicked at the knee, like she was kicking at it as she was getting up, like. Yeah, it was very much like Lady C really getting her knee worked over. Micah coming in like against Mina and just a beautiful power slam, and just like it not quite a snap power slam, but just like come over and then just the power down on it. Absolutely phenomenal. Mariah May hit a huge spear on Hemika, but C comes in and then just boots the hell out of her, and then she ends up booting Zaya there in the face too. Absolutely. Lady C, she did get the choke slam off at one point onto Mina Shirakawa, but Shirakawa coming right back with an enziguri and again taking out the knee, and then puts on that figure four, and Lady C taps out. Yeah.
What a craziness. Like, but as you said, I mean, they really worked over that knee and bringing that knee in taped. I mean, it was pretty much almost like a bullseye.
Yeah, pretty much.
Attack here. And, you can only do the noble thing for so long before it's like, it's the Triangle Derby. We are in a tournament, and if you have an injury that we can exploit, guess what we go and do? We're gonna exploit it. This match was fun though. Lots of screaming from both Lady C and Zaya Brookside. Again, bless her heart, she's so cute. The noise that comes out of her face sometimes, holy heck! That dive by the Platinum Princess Mariah May to the outside there. I was
fighting princess.
I still like Platinum Princess.
But Mina says fighting.
But she is a platinum princess. Look at the hair.
Okay, but
she's also a hardcore princess according to her merch, which you can buy on her stuff. It's on her Twitter. I almost got one today.
Why didn't you?
Because your girl's got Valentine's Day coming up, and she's got to pay for a heart-shaped taco ring.
I'll be buying the evening to eat some. Don't worry.
And also, don't forget to check out Mariah May also had a interview on Fightful earlier this week. My good friend Ed Fries reminded me of that. I believe it came out on, it was either Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, a couple days back for us, at least, yeah.
Yeah. Really great interview. Kind of introducing everyone into like how she's adjusting to Japan, what life is like there, who she'd love to face. You definitely want to check that out. I can put that link in the description box below for you guys. But yeah, this was, I mean, I always love seeing Micah, but I definitely felt like Lady C was definitely the fixture in this match, and they did a whole ton to keep her in there as much as possible to break her down. I'm impressed with this win, though. This was they kind of obviously went in with a game plan, and it worked out for them. I'm very happy with this one.
Yeah, and after the match, they got on and started talking. And Mina says she's got a lot of memories there. Checked on Twitter, and Club Venus won. And she asked if they have a shot at the finals. And the announcer says it's mathematically possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'll get to that point off that. Zaya speaks and says they get to make history as being the first foreign women on the cover of Pro Wrestling Weekly in Japan. That's
Lucky
big
ladies, and congratulations.
That's big for Club Venus, man. It really is.
Yeah.
But to the point of the mathematical, I'm gonna flip it over to here. I'm gonna enlarge it for everybody. I guess you can't really see Rebel Enemy down there, but I'll let you know the numbers. But Club Venus has 4 wins, 3 losses. That means they're done. They only have 7 opponents to fight. So that means they're done at 8. So if Queen's Quest gets another win, they're eliminated. If Power Passion Pineapple gets another win, they're eliminated. So there's a lot wondering here what's going to happen here. It's where are we going? How is it is it going to come down to Club Venus and Power Passion Pineapple with a tie in the end? Because that would mean Power Passion Pineapple has to lose twice. Because right now, as it stands, you have Power Passion Pineapple and Club Venus both with 8 points. But Power Passion Pineapple still has 2 matches to go. Then you have Queen's Quest with 7 points, which is 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. That means they still have 2 matches to go. And then you have the Cosmic Angels, just 3 and 2. They still have 2 matches to go. This again, they could have a possibility to get to 10. And then Unique Lair, Bari Bombers, both with 4 points. I don't think at this point we're going to see either. But both teams still have 3 and 2 matches to go. And then H&M mathematically eliminated at 0-5. But yeah, it's an interesting way this block is lining up. And then Club Venus is talking about being relevant, even though they're done, and other teams still can easily pass them in points. So you have no idea how this is going to run out. Versus if it was all them facing each other, I could predict things a little easier. I don't know with the rest of it. So I don't it's hard to know who they're facing next, things like that, right? So yeah, and who has time?
Isn't that the fun of it, Andre?
Oh, very much so. And then on the blue triangle side, you have Aribono GE, 9 points. You have Prominence with 8. You have Rebel Enemy and Oedo Tai / Gold Ship, whatever you want to call them, with 6. You have My Hemi with C with 4. You have Classmates with 2. And you get Lollipop all alone with 0 points, 4 losses. I think they're going to go 0-7 in my opinion. And if they do pick up a win, it will not be Waka getting that pinfall. That's for darn sure. Because it's a story I don't think that they're telling. And again, nothing against her, but it's not a story they're telling in that way.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What a come down to this tournament is becoming this year. I mean, these tournaments, even the World Tag Junior or the World Tag League last year and the Junior, it was combining both tag leagues. My goodness, the Super Junior Tag League and the World Tag League, similar kind of thing. They were coming down to oh my goodness, who could win this? Who could win this? And even the Goddess of Stardom tournament, same thing. I mean, man, these writers and creators, they're telling some good ish, and it is some good wrestling to be seen, my friend.
Very much so. But we are coming to the end of the show. I want to thank our sponsor, Broke Energy. Scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner where Mel's pointing at right now. Use code OLEPODS for 10% off your order. And speaking of OLE, I want to thank our friends over at OE, and Mel's pointing up to their logo right now. Check them out at twitch.tv/our local establishment, where you can find us once in a blue moon streaming about something wrestling. And then you can find them over on Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcast. And also on YouTube at youtube.com/our local establishment. And I want to give a big shout out to my boy Mike the Ref, right up here. Backbreaker Video, Backbreaker Gaming. You can find him on YouTube at youtube.com/@Backbreaker Video, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he's always doing either video game, wrestling, you got to check them out. And youtube.com/@Backbreak Gaming. You might be watching us right now on the Backbreak video page. And if you are, please check out our stuff over on the Andre and Melball YouTube page, youtube.com/@Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. I think it might just be Andre and Melball. I'm not even sure anymore. All right, yeah, right down there at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. There it is. Yeah, check us out there. And if you are watching Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk, please like the video, please subscribe, and please leave some comments down below because we want to chat with you. We always love talking to all the people that come out and talk in the chats with us. We really do appreciate it.
We love to talk our wrestling. And Andre, if they're looking to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at That Canada Guy, Instagram at That Canada Dude, on Hive and Mastodon at That Canada Guy.
Excellente. And if you're wanting to follow a Melball on social media, you can find me on Twitter at Collins Melball, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. You can also find myself every couple of weeks on Astra Pizarro's YouTube doing the ladies wrestling showcase with her. We are probably going to be having one coming up this Friday, so you'll want to keep an ear out on our socials to see when we're coming up with that. And Andre, we can also see you on our local establishment with our great friend Ed Fries. Tell us about what we can see you coming up in.
In 2 weeks' time, we will be back with another episode of Marvel Talk, where we, myself, Ed Fries, and we are working on we're not sure who we're bringing in yet for a guest. We're looking at bringing a guest in for that show if somebody can see the movie in time for us to record all this, because me and Ed are going right away to see this movie. Got my tickets. February 16th, I will be at Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, which we'll be talking about in a couple weeks on the OLE Twitch channel, and which will be also posted onto the YouTube channel afterwards and onto Ed's personal YouTube also. So please check us out over there at OLE on Twitch and YouTube.
You can also check the Melball out every other Monday on our local establishment. Get out the words, Melball, with my good friend Carl Carafel and my good friend Alex, talking all things spooky-ooky-ish on our fun little paranormal show called Paramindful. I think that's all the plugs we got now for everyone, Andre. We are getting busy here.
Oh, heck yes, we are. And we still have plenty more content coming out this week. In a couple days, we'll be getting our New Japan review of the February 4th and 5th shows from the New Beginning in Sapporo, I want to say it is. And then you're also getting and then later on at the end of the week, we'll be talking about the February 4th show from Stardom, the Supreme Fight Show. At least as right now, that's the schedule. It should come out on Friday.
Get it all watched. Release it and watch it. That's what we do for you guys.
Yepperoo.
And that being said, we are coming to the end of our episode here. I am your Melball. Over there is your Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.